This is Jeopardy!
Well, I'm really excited about this. I'm really excited about today. This is awesome. First of all, I'm gonna say hello to everyone in chat. We'll get to you. And I just want to say, Prophet of the Dragon, great to see you. Al Dan, thanks for jumping on tonight. And as always, Nathan, it's great to see you. I, of course, am Saltily Traveling C. So we're doing something new tonight. We're trying something new. This is going to be a game show format where we're also going to have a chat interaction. It's important if you're in chat to know that there's about a 10-second lag between us talking and what you see on the screen. So we're going to definitely try to get to your chat comments. Speaking of that, I am going to go ahead and bring the chat in. We've got fabulous, wonderful, beautiful, and amazing people here. And no, I'm not talking about Nathan and his beard or Aldan with one of the coolest hats ever. I know. I just want to shout some people out. We got Scion Uncensored, Your Barmy, Kayla Dare, a longtime supporter of this channel. Daniel, please hit me on Twitter. I want to get you on this show next week. This is going to be a reoccurring thing if it's successful. If people like it, we're going to do this every week with different questions. Those of you who've watched a television show similar to this know the format of it. Mr. Zip is here. Technically Mexican. Steve, you were on with him and his panel. I believe it was yesterday or the day before. Thank you for being here, sir. And Evil Horned Rat God is here as well. Let's not go ahead and bury the lead. Let's get into this weirdness. I'm going to go ahead and share this thing because I know how to YouTube. Let me see what I can do.
Yeah, apparently I struck record on the Twitterverse, so I think I've made it.
Yeah, Steve is getting attacked by what appear to be bots with 15,000 people, and you can certainly share that thing out later. But welcome everyone to Salty's Wheel of Time edition of Jeopardy, and I don't have music to celebrate that, but you can imagine. So those of you, I want to look at our contestants. We have Nathan, Al Dan, Steve.
Daniel plays his money on profit. All right, mate, you do that. Go ahead, mate. See how prof's gonna go.
Cheers. I want to say hello to Nerdporial is in here. He says we're a bunch of whiners. Well, it's true, Nerdporial. Let's see. Yeah. So I'm going to do my best. I am going to be doing triple duty. I'm going to be the game show host and pulling these questions up. So don't think we are reading your chats. Okay. Everybody, welcome who's here. And let's see, private chat is blowing up, so I can't see what's going on in my own show. Yeah, Nerdport is right, 15,000 followers, but little to no engagement. Smile a while for me, Sarah. I friended you on Twitter. I don't know what to do. I keep trying to send messages and it won't work. I would love to have you on this show next week with Daniel. If anyone in chat is interested in trying to be on Jeopardy with us, we may do an offline channel friend of the channel sort of a Jeopardy tournament, because I think that would be really, really fun. So here we go. Now, those of you who've seen Jeopardy understand that I'm going to show the answers to questions on the screen. The response contestants, this is your one and only reminder. When you answer, do it in the form of a question. So if I were to ask a question that was obviously Lan, you would say, who is Lan? Or
Moraine.
Yes, or Moraine. So we also don't have the ability, because I don't have a television studio, to pick random questions. So we're just going to go down through the categories and roll through it like that. However, we do have fabulous sound effects. So if you get a right answer, there's an assortment of wonderful things. If you get something wrong,
AI.
Don't worry.
appropriate.
We've also got those two. So here we go again. And I'm going to start with whoever has, I think, the longest beard tonight. I will start with Nathan, who is immediately there. It will be number one for Nathan, and we will just continue to go person to person to person. Okay, as I ask questions, and then we will go from there. Any questions, contestants?
Are we keeping score?
Yes, write down your own scores. I would love to see what people's totals are. I don't have spokesmodels. I don't. I wish I did.
I needed to take notes.
Steve has to start at negative 1,000.
Look at these guys.
We'll
I
Steve
bring them
handicap,
fun
give
and
him a
exciting
5-point
things.
jump.
Hey, Cajun Corey, great to see you. Lyle Hammock is here. Cheers. It's great to see you guys. Again, I'm not ignoring you in chat. I'm just trying to be a game show host in back and production at the same time. So if you guys out there, if I miss a super chat or remember chat, Daniel for 16 months with a member chat says, Salty Trebek. Dude, you have no idea. You have no idea. That man is, and we got William 101. Been a member of my channel for 18 months, says hail all. Well, hail to you, William 101. You guys are freaking awesome. Yeah, all right, here we go. Are you ready? Now that you've got your pencils and stuff like that, I'll get that going. Don't worry about it. All right, here we go. First question is going to go to Nathan. Remember,
Send your private chat real quick. I'm not sure if you want to.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Okay. So thank you. Roger that. So you guys, here we go. Again, I will try and share things out in chat as I can, but I don't have a producer right now. So here we go. Welcome to Salty's Wheel of Time Jeopardy edition. Are you ready, Nathan? First question is,
bring it, baby.
Actually, let's take a look at our categories. Category number 1. Girl boss moments. Category number 2, things only Divisive book fans care about. Category 3, guess who's gay now. Category 4, who said this. Category 5, diversity and misrepresentation. And then, of course, the last category this evening is Tata Tavarin. Are we ready?
Yeah. Man.
All right, here we go. First question to Amanda Manethrin. In the books, she's really just a small town healer, but in the show, kills a 9-foot, 400-pound Trolloc like Rambo.
Let me see. Could that be who is Nynaeve?
Wrong.
Very well done.
No
Very well done. There you go.
No.
Next question. Are we ready? For $400 for Aldan, part of the Red Aja, who in the books hates the blues, but in the show hits on Rosamund Pike.
Who is Leandrin?
I could have swore the answer was Alana, but okay.
I was going to say Land, but
I thought it was Alana, but my bad.
This one's for Prophet of the Dragon for $600, described as, quote, young, fair-skinned, blue-eyed with black hair. This Amerlin Seat in the show is a middle-aged black woman.
Moraine. Please, Moraine.
Incorrect, Steve.
What?
Incorrect.
Moraine
I expected a lot more of you tonight. I expected
what are you
a lot more.
Moraine's answering all these, isn't she? All right.
Moving on. This one goes to Amanda Manethrin. In the show, she has sex in the middle of her family's inn, despite this being entirely against her book character.
Oh shit! Who is Eggy?
Good work. Okay, Aldan, this one is for you for $1,000. Last question in the category. This character in the show resembles a scabby Portland barista, but in the book is met in Barrelon and eventually starts dressing sexy for Rand.
This is more.
Right. You've almost thrown me with the Portland stuff, saying as I'm like not native to your particular.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, but it's okay, mate, because I can figure it out. But from the rest of it, who is Min Farshaw?
Hey. Let's check in with the chat real quick here. Let's see who else we got. We got Jim C is in the house and says they are going to ruin every male character. That is very true. Thank you for being here. We've got Jaden Hamilton in the house who says, why can't we do actual Wheel of Time Jeopardy? Also, what is Jeopardy?
That was my question, Jaden.
Yeah. So it's a game show. We should probably just talk in Discord. Why can't we do actual Wheel of Time Jeopardy? Because I don't have $1 million TV studio yet. Maybe someday I will, but I don't. Thanks, Jaden. I appreciate it. Vesa Stump says they have already ruined all of the male characters. These are in response to the poll that I have going in chat. And of course, Cajun Corey says, hello. Well, hello to you, dude. And I'm going to try and catch up on chat real quick. Lyle Hammock, he says, thanks, Nathan. Well, there you go, Lyle. It's fantastic to see you. Let me look. Snacks and Comics. This is a very talented creator on YouTube. Does puppet work with Gator and Freddy, two of my favorite puppets on Snowdev's Cotton Connection show. It's wonderful to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Technically Mexican says he'll take Rafe Judkin's Spank Bank for $500. I don't want anything to do with it, but I appreciate the sentiment. He can keep that bank of spank. You know what I mean? Mr. Zip says, I think this show should get national syndication. I know, right? There's a writer's strike. We're a lot funnier right here on YouTube than most things are, except the most hysterical thing I've ever seen, I think, is the MCU since Phase 4. Let's be really, really honest about that.
Yeah.
If I've missed you in chat, we will catch you on the next one, but let's go ahead and get into the next category, and I believe this is for you, Steve. Are you ready?
I'm ready for this one, sir.
Steve,
Alex.
and Steve, for $200, this city, which never appeared in the show, is where Rand meets Elaine.
I'm confused by the catch. Tarvalin.
Wow, underperforming tonight. Steve is Prophet of the Dragon is underperforming tonight.
I think he's going for Wolf Blitzer's record.
I think you might be right. Yes.
I'm off my game, guys. I'm sorry. I'll get it together. Minus 800. I got it. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I'm sure you're not deliberately throwing the game.
No, not. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
No. I thought you said the show, and Cameron's not in. Oh shoot. I mean, yeah, the show. I got confused.
That's me. This one, we're ready for Nathan Amanda Manethrin for $400. Not in the show. Shader Logoth had a cursed treasure room in which Matt picks up a dagger under the influence of this character.
Who is Mordeth?
It was Moraine, wasn't it?
No,
I know Amazon wants you to think that every single thing that happens in the Wheel of Time
What's
is
Rosamund?
Rosamund
The
Pike,
actual-
but
The
it's not.
the actual answer was, what is the evil already inherently in Matt?
Well, that's
Leandrin.
true. According to
Leandrin
the
is
show.
already in Matt, isn't she?
That's right.
Wait,
not yet. We're about to
Ooh.
see that.
confusing
Steve.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Here we go. 800. This is for $600, and this is for Aldan. Not in the show. Rand al'Thor is trained by them both along the road, fleeing two rivers in the eye of the world. Not
Who
in the
is-
show. Go ahead.
Who is? Steve. Can anyone else hear that little?
Yeah, I can hear it. Yeah,
I didn't say
Prophet,
anything.
don't make me put you in timeout. Aldan, what for the not in the show, Rand al'Thor is trained by them along the road fleeing two rivers.
Who is
Two people trained.
Tom Merlin?
Elias. Oh,
Who
shit.
is-
Damn.
Land Mandragoran.
Boom.
I could have swore that one was Moraine. Damn.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well done, Dan. Well done,
I think
Dan.
you're
This
broken.
one is
Steve's
Prophet of the
broken.
Dragons. Top of the Dragons for $800. Steve, you can pull it out. You can get out of the gutter and the trench you've been in. This is for $800. Completely missing in season 1. His wolf name is Longtooth.
Mazrim Tame. No, I can't do that. It's Elias.
We may have inadvertently buzzed you. We have to accept your first answer first, but I did hear something correct as well.
No,
of course, it wasn't in the form of a question.
I did say in the form of a question. I get it wrong regardless. Sorry, I'll do better.
So the correct answer would be who is Elias. So let's go ahead and we got one more $1,000 question. This one goes to Amanda Manethrin. Are you ready? This Forsaken's eyes are described as, quote, pools of midnight.
Pools of midnight. I would have to go with let's see, who is Ashamael?
Oh,
I'm confused now.
Technical difficulty. No, he was wrong. Aldan, this Forsaken's eyes are described as pools of midnight.
Yeah, it's not Moraine, Steve. I'm sorry to tell you, mate. Pools of midnight. Yeah, who is?
Guys, come on.
Please answer.
Yeah, who is?
There's only 8 of them.
Oh,
no. 13.
I'm going to have to buzz you. We need an answer, Aldan.
Who is Agenor?
These are the harder questions. Steve, I don't have high expectations of you, but let's try it. The Forsaken's eyes are described as, this Forsaken's eyes in the books are described as pools of midnight.
Well, since we know it's not Moraine, right? So are we going to say who is Lanfear?
Well, there you go. That's why these are the $1,000 questions, and arguably you could be right with any of your responses. Let's go ahead and check in with chat, who's been flying while we've been here. Let's see. Jaden Hamilton answered the question. The Wheel of Time was always woke. I'm sure we're going to see that in season 2. Jaden Hamilton quickly says Rand sucked anyway. And who else do we have?
What did he suck?
Well, see, it's none of my damn business. We have Craig Albuck, who's with us tonight, says, best part of season 2, a remake of opening credits featuring the boys, I hope. I'd like to, in a perfect world, I'd say yes, except that we learned about another female character who is completely made up. We've talked about her on previous live streams on everyone's channel, Yasica, who is present only in one sentence of a book as a fan tribute to a fan by Brandon Sanderson. I believe it was Towers of Midnight. We were talking about that, Steve. She's going to have a role in multiple episodes of season 2. Katie Leong, we confirm that with her agency and on her CV, her acting CV. Who else do we have here tonight? Zax is here. Zax says it's Stefan and Stefan, or Steph. Yeah,
brother,
somebody's going in, somebody's going out. We know that. It's awesome to see you guys. Kayla Dares. Oh, here we go. Silverlock says, howdy, Zax. Well, hail to you, Silverlock. It's fantastic to see you. Thank you for being here. This is a super chat from Daniel for $2. Thank you. Says, kudos to Salty for staying official with the rules. Well, you know me, I never break any rules, Daniel. I never talk about things on YouTube that YouTube doesn't like. Thank you very much.
I am convinced some of these answers are incorrect, though. I swear some of them were Moraine. Okay, so you're going to have to look back and make
They're all Moraine. You should be writing the show, mate. Every answer is Moraine.
I'm just telling you, I'm pretty sure you got some of these wrong, man. I'm pretty sure Moraine is the answer to half of these, but it's okay.
You keep going. You keep going.
It's
like picking C on those old multiple choice bubble question things we used to do in the 80s.
I'll get one eventually.
You're gonna get one right eventually. Jim C says, "Who is the Arab pistachio salesman? It's not just pistachios. He also sells good used Subarus and low mileage leased vehicles from BMW.
He does have
he's diversified.
That's absolutely true.
TRW 1974 is here. Let's hope the Writers Guild remains on strike for a long while. If there is a grain of hope for Wheel of Time, it is AI or cancellation. I think rebooting at this point. I truly do. We were looking at we got some show titles that we're working to confirm for the rest of the season. We do know that Rafe Judkins was responsible for the finale of season 2. Rafe Judkins, I'm going to repeat that, wrote the finale of season 2. So everybody be advised about that.
And if you have read the original script for season 1, episode 1, you know what a bad omen that is.
That's correct, Nathan. That is correct.
Smile a while for me. Smile a while for me says she has actual book-based questions mostly right so far. Of course you do. You are infinitely more qualified than the people who created this show. I'm just going to say that. There's no hyperbole in that because you actually read the books. Craig Albach, and then we're going to get back into the third category. If the haters want a cancellation, what would you hate on then?
There's tons.
This is kind of the last thing that I care about. It really is. And I mean, I was listening to people talk about Good Omens. I've watched Jed Hollywood Scholar talk about The Witcher. I left The Witcher mid-season, season 2. I was done.
Dude, The Witcher was so bad this season, mate.
Yeah.
It was the way they did Geralt at the end there, man.
That made me sad. That literally made me sad. I was sad about that.
It's unfortunate. There's lots that we like too. There's diamonds out there. You have to search for them, but I just we've talked about it a lot. I feel like the stuff that is bad is getting too much fake praise, so it needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
So that's why people call us haters. I don't care. I know I'm not. There's plenty of.
Yes, sorry,
my son's having his birthday party in the other room.
That's all right. I think it's joyful.
But yeah.
Daniel says, if Bezos rebooted Wheel of Time, that would be the first sign that wokeness is truly done. Maybe. He also says that The Witcher after episode 1. Go ahead, Dan.
Oh, if he cancels Rings of Power season 2, that's when you'll know that they're actually going to make a change. To be frank, because that's a whole nother level of bad. So
yeah. All right, let's press on to the next. Go ahead.
Can I address Jaden? Okay, so Jaden.
Yeah, go ahead.
Have you seen the beautiful woman that is Moraine? She's taken a bath twice. She cries like an angel. Her hair turns from yellow to brown. What?
Certainly,
I don't know.
Certainly was not intended. Are we ready to go on to category 3? And who was the last person? I think it's Nathan's turn, isn't it?
Nathan's back. My turn. I answered it correct. For once.
Nathan, for $200, this show made this Blue Aja trying to find the Dragon Reborn, a lesbian, despite contradicting her sexuality in the books.
Let's see. Who is Mrs. A Maryland Seat? Maureen.
Oh, see? Okay. So, thank you. I had to want to say Moraine. I'm like, what the hell is he saying? I'm like, just say Moraine. And I'm like,
why wouldn't you want to say Moraine? Listen to that name, Moraine.
Oh, shut up! All right, here we go.
Only if she sounds like Loyal.
Yes, Nathan. I like the books. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I like cupping your balls, Loyal.
Wow,
They're big.
we're toxic. I miss this. I'm so
And
glad we're
orangey
doing
haired.
this tonight.
Orangey haired.
Al Dan, for $400, this made-up show character thought Rand and Matt were gay. What was her profession?
Unnecessary. What is?
We will accept that. I will.
Okay.
I will accept that. Go ahead, Al Dan.
I thought it was gonna be a resident gay person, but that might be.
No, that's it. I was gonna say it was the bar bitch, but no.
Yeah, it was the bar bitch. That's exactly right. So no, but it's true. Who cares? I mean, that was so painful. One of the worst. I don't know. It was in the top 100 worst scenes of that episode. So,
funniest chase scene in years.
It's true. I remember Zach.
It was funny.
I remember Zach's did something where he put it to the Benny Hill soundtrack and sped it up. It was absolutely hysterical. Steve, for $600, this BIPOC show character had a made-up father with a stump arm. You might be muted. Okay.
No, I unmuted. There was a party happening over here.
Okay.
So all I heard was BIPOC, and we're gonna go with Alana.
Nathan, this BIPOC show character had a made-up father with a stump arm.
Who is Swan Snatchy?
Oh.
I think you're wrong. I'm pretty sure it was Moraine.
Yeah. You'll hit it one of these times.
I said Alana. I don't know what's wrong with me. I should have said Moraine.
Al Dan.
Mrs. Damodrin would have been acceptable.
That's true. Al Dan, for $800, Show Leandrin is shamed by Show Moiraine for secretly doing this.
Ladies.
I don't know. I've clearly balefuled this from my brain, thank God, whatever it was. Let's say, what is man love?
We will accept that. For $1,000, Steve, you have a chance to dig yourself out of Moiraine's hole.
I'm only negative 18, man. I got a chance.
Okay. For $1,000, and then we're gonna touch base with the chat right after this. Steve, the show was trying to gay ship these two completely heterosexual Two Rivers boys in season 1. Who were they?
I'm pretty sure it was Matt and Pat and Fane. He gave him a gift.
That was not in the form.
It was a ring.
That was not in the form of a question. So we're going to go to Nathan.
My bad.
The show was trying to gay ship these two completely heterosexual boys, Two Rivers boys, in season 1.
First of all, the show doesn't have any heterosexuality in it. But if I'm going to take a wild stab at this, it's going to be who is my boy Perrin and the Dragon Reborn.
I thought Egwene was a girl.
Wow.
Egwene's a woman, right? I thought.
Wow.
Right?
There we go. So I'm going to touch base with the chat.
Two heterosexuals. Like.
Hello to Evil Horned Rat God. It's great to see you. Smile a while for me. Thank you for being here. We love the smiley faces here. Jaden Hamilton asked the important question, why does Moraine have a pair of knockers in my head? I don't know how to answer that question.
Why not?
William Richards is here. Thank you so much for the super chat for $5. Says, love to see Aldan still rocking that victory hat. They're still undefeated. What's the name of your team again, Aldan?
The D's, the Melbourne Demons. We are on a streak, 4-game winning streak now. Best player still to come back in. 4 rounds left of the season. Get on the D's, guys. Get on the D's.
Cheers. Thank you so much, William Richards. What else do we got here? Daniel says Manatherin with the clever wordplay. I have heard he is a cunning linguist. It is true. Mrs. Manatherin
Ladies.
says that all the time. Craig Albach says whips of air can be so much fun. Jim C asks the question, answers, what is an affirmative action hire? There's a lot of that going on. There's a lot of that going on right now. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, and Daniel remembers that video. Zax's Benny Hill was perfect. Yeah. TRW 1974 says, anyone think the show will use use sword forms, boar rushing down the hill, etc., and weave names like Balefire? This is a really good question. Let's take a moment. You will go with this. You guys answer it. I'm going to take a drink of a beverage.
No,
Okay.
Craig also. I agree with Craig. If I may go first, my good man.
Yeah.
My good bearded man here. Rand is a sword master, no training needed or sword forms. I think that's exactly right. At least the sword forms. I think they will probably give some of the weaves names if they ever show up. But well, I'm sort of backtracking on that because the weaves are just throwing around weaves. They don't even turn into anything. So I don't think they're going to name anything. And I think you're right. Rand is just going to know how to sword fight because, well, he does. It looks like he does a lot of wandering around with his grandmother, and then with Lan and Moraine after that, and then he shows up in front of Turok, and Turok drops the sword because he has these long ass nails, and then Rand stabs him in the neck and says, "Man, I'm a sword master now." Woo!
Yeah. I can't wait for that sword fight scene when Turok pulls out his sword and says, "Look at my mani petty."
Wow.
Now, if they do sword forms, then the sword forms are going to be changed into man does downward dog, and instead of sheathing the sword, it's man swallows sword. Stuff like that. Oh, you want a score update?
I think this is a really
go ahead, Dan. Go ahead.
Dan's got the lead with 2200.
I think this will tell us a lot, like they can expect for the future. So, expectations being what they are, I would expect no. Like if we do, then yeah. Huh?
So William Richards, we don't have a scoreboard because I don't have a television studio, and because I'm not a million subscriber channel, so we can check in with the scores. Let's start with, go ahead. Nathan is our official scorekeeper. What is those are reversed because you're
we can't. Yeah.
So go ahead, Nathan. Go ahead and read off the scores for everyone at home while we're mid-season.
So I've got 2,000, and then Dan has 2,200, and it's his turn once he gets back. And then Steve calculates negative 2,800. I only have negative 2,000. But either way, he's still bad.
That's cool. I'll take the 2. I'll take the negative 2.
So Steve has negative 2,000, right?
I think that's incorrect, but I still want the judges to go back and look at some of those answers.
I think I'm back.
It's possible.
All right.
It's possible you may suck worse than I actually give you credit for.
I think I still want the judges to look at some of those answers. I'm pretty sure Moraine was feasible for every single one of those I got wrong. So
no.
I mean,
and Zax, you may be right about that, but they're now spinning a narrative where actually Perrin has always had the hots for Egwene. Look for that. There's a flashback scene with Perrin running to a little girl. Look for that to be in the archway scene if they do it for the arch trial, the accepted trial.
Fuck this show.
Or Egwene. And fuck this show is absolutely right. Speaking of that, let's go ahead and get back into Jeopardy. Here we go. We're in category. Oh, Jesus. All right, here we go. Yeah. We got a lot of production value here. I'm doing the best that I can.
We're working on it, folks. It's going to get better with each one. Don't you worry.
All right.
If you guys want this more, I think you do. I'll get better.
Whose turn is it? Is it
Dan's turn, I think.
All right. Everything got
right? Yeah.
Dan,
I think it's me. Yeah.
All right, Dan, for $200. All of these are quotes from people. Some are in the show, some are related to the show. Are you ready for $200? Who said, "I can't wait to kill surprising people.
Who is Reginald?
Who is who?
Rafe.
That's Rafe.
That's Rafe.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
white cloak word for
Reginald.
Rafe. Yeah. Yeah. That's the white
Very
cloak's
good.
word for Rafe. He got it.
Okay. Perfect.
I'm not
Next
touching
question.
any mayo trip. Don't even like. I'm gonna have to. If that comes up, I'm turning around immediately. Sorry.
Mr. Moraine, are you ready for your question? This is for
This one is
$400.
definitely
Mr.
Moraine.
Moraine.
I don't
That's
even
his
need
new
to-
name from now until forever. That's perfect.
Mr. Damo Dread.
Mr.
Here we
M.
go. For
Oh, how
$400, Steve, who said duty is heavy as a mountain, death is as light as a feather.
So I clearly
Don't you-
remember in the show. Okay, Nynaeve said this to Lance. So who is Nynaeve? Fucking
Nathan.
bigots.
Nathan, duty is heavy as a mountain, death is as light as a feather. Who said this?
You have
Well,
toast, Steve.
Yeah, it was clearly who is Lan Almandragoran, and it was probably somewhere in the region of episode Never.
Because it was Nynaeve.
Very good.
Oh, man.
Very good. Aldan, for $600, who said, take life as it comes, run when you have to, fight when you must, rest when you can. Who said that?
Oh, you've got me. I'm not sure. I think who is Ingtar, maybe.
Steve, you have a chance. You have a chance. For $600,
Yeah,
take.
yeah.
What was that, Dan?
Oh no, sorry, someone in the chat. Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Who is isn't it who is Elias? Why not?
Benjamin.
He likes
Benjamin's
running.
got it.
No, actually, damn it. Sorry, things got screwed up with something in chat. Just 1 second, please.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, sorry.
Who is Tom, by the way? Are we
I
talking
don't know.
THOM? He's dead. What are we talking about?
Well, in the show, his name was Thumb Maryland.
Some. Oh, that's true.
You guys
It was
vamp
actually
for
Comes
me
in
a
the chat
second.
too.
You guys vamp for me a second. I just erased my my answer sheet. I'll be right back.
Oh no, they
No,
went to
no.
they went to Shadar
Jeez.
Lagoth too, didn't they?
Did we do
Yeah.
a score update before when I was like dropped out for a second, or what are we at? I think I'm on.
What the scores?
Oh,
Yeah.
you're at 1800.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, because you just failed like me. Like how dare you? Like, wait, I
it's
went
still-
down another 6. Is that what we're saying? I just went down to negative 3,000. All right.
Yep, you're at -3
Negative
or
3,000.
3800, whichever
Hey,
you
don't
want.
don't judge me, dude. I don't want
I'm-
to hear you judging me. I still need to hear. I need a freaking recount because I'm telling you, half of
Yeah,
these
well,
Moraine was the answer.
Yeah, you
I'm
can
telling
you can watch the replay and do your recount then.
There you go. I'll do a response video to it and be like, "This is clearly incorrect." Moraine was clearly the answer to
Your
this.
reaction.
I don't know.
Your reaction.
I'll do a reaction to it.
This is bullshit.
Oh my! I don't know what the hell he's
Rigged.
thinking.
Aldan, I'm sorry about that, guys. I have too many windows open and I had everything typed up and I didn't save it and it just is gone. So, what was your answer, Aldan?
No, I didn't. I got it wrong, mate. There's some bloke
He
in the
said-
chat.
he
got it
said,
wrong.
No,
uh,
who did you say?
It's
oh,
Tom,
yeah.
but-
Who said who Steve, did you answer?
I said Elias.
Yeah, you were right.
Tom.
You were right. You were right. So sorry about that. This is what happens with live game shows. This is when you don't have a production.
So we're gonna
staff.
flip that negative
Hang
and
on.
turn it upside down. Uh-oh.
Yeah, so you're at
See, now
you're at-
why can't I fact check all my Moraine answers? You guys are fact checking that I got one right? Is this what's happening? Bigots.
Yeah, we are. Are you ready, Nathan? Are you ready for
bring it.
$800? They get a lot tougher. Okay. For $800, Nathan, who said, "I'm a gambler, a farm boy, and I'm here to take command of your bloody army. Who said it?
That would be, who is Matrim Cawthon?
Would you have accepted Moraine for that one?
No, Steve, we wouldn't have. Al Dan for $1,000. Who said always plan for the worst? That way all your surprises will be pleasant ones.
I don't know.
That one's a tough one, actually.
Let's see. Who is? Well, if that other one was actually, I thought that other one was Tom. I thought Benjamin was right about that. So let's say Tom Maryland. Who is Tom Maryland?
Steve, this was a tough one. And
This is a tough
progressively,
one.
the higher dollar ones get a lot harder. So, Steve, for $1,000, always
Actually, it sounds
plan
like
for
a
the
girl.
worst.
It sounds like an actually.
Yeah, always plan for the worst. That way, all of your surprises will be pleasant ones. It's not Moiraine. It's not Moiraine, Steve. I'm going to give you that one. Okay, give me another answer. Give me another
who
answer
is-
besides Moiraine.
Who is says the girl? So
I
that
think
takes
it's
Karen now. I think it's who's
We're going to need an answer, please.
who is Varen?
You ran out of time.
I ran
You
out of
ran
time.
out of time. Nathan, who is?
Biatch.
Who said always plan for the worst? That way, all your surprises. I should have just let you said Moraine, Steve. Always plan for the worst. That way, all of your surprises will be pleasant ones. Who said it?
Well, since Steve ran out of time, I'll just go ahead and take his answer. Who is Varen?
Wait a second. Hold the phone. Where's the timer? I don't see a clock. I come on, man. Like, what kind of shabby show is this? No more.
Okay,
answers,
Steve, we're
no
going to take
judges.
time out of my show. We're going to take time out of my show, and we're going to let chat catch up. In chat, I'm going to set a timer for 25 seconds. And those of you who think Steve should have got it, put S in the chat. Those who think Steve ran out of time and Nathan got it, put N in the chat. And I'm starting my timer. All right, here we go. I'm going to do
Time is a construct.
I'm going to do 25 seconds.
Construct of the
starting
patriarchy.
now. All right, you guys,
Only
put
bigots
in
pay
chat.
attention to
Put
time.
S
No.
in chat if we should give it to Steve, or N if we should give it to Nathan.
Someone put an N in for me, please.
Oh, look at this. We've got 2 S's. We got 2 N's, 3 S's. Look at this. Look at, oh my
Come on.
God.
Woo.
Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's dead even. It is dead even. Vesta Stump says this has been more fun.
Vote then.
All right. Look at this. It is incredibly mixed. It is. This is the voting is over. We're ending
It's
with Vesta
tied.
Stump. Which
Oh.
it's look at this. I think it was dead tied. I think it was dead tied.
I love how
So
Jim voted N
will
and
you,
N.
will you guys let me do a coin flip? Let me do a
Sure.
coin flip.
No, that's a
Steve,
joust to the death.
Steve,
Yes, yes.
call it. Heads or tails? Call it.
Tails. Never fails. Just like
Dude.
Moraine is the answer to all these questions.
Heads.
It's
Oh,
heads.
see,
Heads.
Nathan gets.
No, I saw
Nathan
you
gets
flipping it around in your hand.
Yeah, that's all I do is cheat, Steve. That's all I do is cheat on my own goddamn game show.
Well,
That's what I do.
Steve, you would have been better to
Jesus
call on that
Christ.
coin flip. On that coin flip, Steve, you should have just called Moiraine.
I should
It's
have.
true.
Yeah.
I don't even know what's going on anymore. All right,
You know
we're
what?
going on to
I wanted
let's-
to say Washington's bust does have a resemblance to Moraine's, head, though, doesn't it?
As I say,
coin.
Her head, yes,
was,
not her bust.
but,
No, not her bust. That's true.
Trip says, what's better, to excel at knowledge about the show or to have wiped it from your mind and have a negative score? Who's the real winner here? Well, Steve is living that dream, Trip, and that is the whole trip. I mean, that is really kind of what it's all about. William Richards says Salty had a ton of fun in making these graphics. I did, actually. I am an official designate of the patriarchy. I am toxic masculinity. I am. So I don't know what white supremacy is because I've had to work since I was 16 years old. I've paid a lot of taxes. If anybody knows how I can get on that whole get shit for free thing and not be responsible, I'd love to be part of that. Daniel says, nah, dude, there's no way. Daniel says bloody. That doesn't sound like a curse from the show. You sure he didn't drop an F-bomb? Who do we got here? We have, this is from Benjamin Reno, says the streetwalker in Carhian.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Just not all of these are from the show. There's a mix. Maybe that's why I'm getting so many wrong because I keep saying Moraine, but right?
Yeah, definitely
correct?
season 2.
It's a mix. So
Mr. Zip says, I win again, Luce Theron. And we got Trip. Trip nails it. Salty is subverting your expectations. Yes, by actually trying to get the source material right. It seems to be a really novel thing these days, doesn't it? Yeah, look at that dipshit who got to do $200 million to make Secret Invasion and is like, I don't make these shows for the fans. I don't make these shows to read what critics say or the audience has to say. I make these shows to be buggered by young men. That's pretty much, I think, what he said. Maybe I've mischaracterized it. That's to the best of my memory. William Richards, go ahead, Steve.
I just want to say what's sad is what there were 4 book quotes. The first one was from a idiot clown brain dumbass, but the other 4 were book quotes, all of which have not made the show and are freaking epic quotes.
Cracking quotes, yeah.
Just shows you what we're up against. But
yeah, it's true. I did something, and I don't normally do this. I have a Teespring store that I neglected for a long time. I finally updated it with the new logo and stuff like that. Please check it out. It's Teespring. I'll drop the link in chat. The coffee mugs are the cheapest thing I can do. I don't make any money off this stuff. I don't. I just basically want people to have cool things. There's a t-shirt I did that says, I'm another Divisive book fan. There's a coffee mug there as well. I wear that shit like a badge of pride, and I'm lucky to have these gentlemen in my life and a whole lot of other people in my life. And that is the one positive thing to come out of this terrible non-adaptation, is getting to meet all these really cool people and have fun. So I'm really grateful for that. I really am. And all of you in chat, thank you very, very much for being here. Benjamin calling me out. Benjamin Reno says, this show is rigged, like the Mal adaptation called Wheel of Time, but only one is entertaining. I'll let you guess which one. Obviously this, right?
It's getting a second season in September. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
I agree. It's rigged. Moraine is the answer.
So they're doing a writer's strike. So they need to save money. So they need to do more reality-based shows and game shows. Bring us on. You just imagine 100%. We'd actually make something fucking funny and really interesting and cool that people would actually watch. And you know what? We'd curse and we'd swear. We'd have hot chicks on it. We'd have dudes beating each other up. You know, it's called reality.
Today.
What I really want is Naked and Afraid Real Edition. Just drop all these people on an island, put a spear on one side and a thing of water on the other, and then just let them go. And then just, a real Hunger Games. Let's do that with all these actors.
Yeah,
they'll need it soon.
Great.
Yeah, Visa Stump, bravo, Salty, working since I was 13. Well, shit, they used to work us in our church. We had to do everything. The kids had to do everything, clean the kitchen, scrub the floors while all the adults were drinking coffee. We didn't get paid for that, so that wasn't a job. That was just called being a kid. Like, you have to do shit, So it's true. Trip asked the questions. Did you include questions from the season 2 trailer? No, because this is a pilot episode, and based upon how much people are enjoying it, we will do that next week. I have to write all these questions. I'll develop some new things.
Which
I'm asking Daniel to be on that show, Trip to be on that show. What were you saying, Steve? Sorry.
Moraine is the answer to all those questions. Just so you know.
And sadly, you're correct. Yeah. All right, you guys. Yeah, the writing was already done. Cian Bloodbane says it. Yeah. However, they did stop working on season 3. They did stop, and I know everyone's going to cry. I'm going to shout out Teresa, who's here. Ms. Martin Muses, cheers. It's awesome to see you. Max says, oh, hell, I missed the stream start. You can always watch it on the replay. Next week's answer, Moiraine. The question is, who is Moiraine? Thanks for putting that in private chat. I thought it was important. We'll have to break some balls. Live action PUBG would be fucking
100%.
wild. What is PU? What is this? Tell me what this means.
PUBG.
It's a game.
Yeah, it's like Fortnite, except
Oh,
a different brand.
I don't
Totally
know.
original.
To that. Resurrection 117 is in the house. Says this is really cool, but I can't figure out if it's the book or the show since I haven't seen the show. You haven't missed anything except maybe your blood pressure is
It's a little
normal.
both. A little both.
Yeah, it's a little. Ms. Martin Muses says, I know these characters. Yeah, you know us on the screen. You just don't know anybody who's in the show because they don't look like the books. All right.
Oh, that's right.
Let's
Yeah,
get
because she just started the books too, I think.
Moiraine is a delicate angel.
Oh,
How dare you?
we need
That's
to be
all I
Purple
careful of
Valkyrie.
spoilers, yeah.
Go ahead, Aldan. Go ahead.
Oh no, we need to be careful of spoilers. Hey, who people are reading these? That's good. All right, sweet. I'll remember. That.
It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, Purple Valkyrie just got the books, and she's starting it as well. So we're going to have a lot more people in our sphere to talk about this. Are we ready? Whose turn is it? I believe it is Aldan. Aldan.
Yeah. Okay.
Here we go. Category 5. Completely ruined in the show. He is considered young for an Ogier at almost 90 years old.
You know the answer, buddy. You know it. You know what it is.
Who is my wig's better than yours? Royale.
I could have swore that was
will-
Moiraine, though.
I will never. Well, Aldan's wig is better than Moraine's in season 2. Like we can already tell that. We can be
I'm
able to
wondering how Salty afforded all these AI models.
PNGs and iMovie. We'll just say that. Next up is Steve for $400. In the books, she did not want to admit her feelings for Rand, as he declared his love for Elaine Trackend.
I mean, you're just baiting me, right? Because clearly, I mean, clearly, you know that conversation happened on the road with him and Moiraine. I mean, you know what happened, right? I mean, who is Moiraine? I mean, this is a complete. What? You know it happened, man. What? Just because.
Literally choking on air and begging you not to do it.
I mean, you know it happened. Like, just because it didn't write it, or like it was never on the page, or anything like that, or it was not even in the show. Just because none of that happened doesn't mean it didn't happen. I mean,
we know that probably happened in season 2, right?
I mean, when she was in the tub in the books towing Lan's asshole, we know that that's what she was talking about. She's like, hey, Lan, I'm sorry I got to leave you. I love this kid. Like, I got
a game show to run.
I'm sorry. Okay. Fact checkers.
Sorry.
Let's get on that one.
Nathan.
Fact checkers.
Amanda Maneka.
How many points did I lose? 400? Okay.
All of them. You lost all the points, Steve. Nathan, for $400. In the books, she did not want to admit her feelings for Rand, as he declared his love for Elaine Trackend.
Who is she who has a dump truck?
Moiraine, right? Yeah. She's got a huge one.
Min.
The judge.
Huge. We're talking about Min's dump truck.
Yep.
Miss.
What? You don't like nicknames?
Min's dump truck is a big enough for you?
Aldan, in the books, she did not want to admit her feelings for Rand, as he declared his love for Elaine Trackend.
Yeah. Who is Desert Savage of Yendar?
Flippy kick extraordinaire.
Some of these are tricky.
That's right.
Some of these are tricky.
I got you, bro. I got you.
That's what it'll be. I'm gonna call her Flippy Kicker from now on. That's
Flippy
nice.
kick. She's gonna do so many flippy kicks. It's gonna be unreal, and I'm gonna love it. She's gonna be like floating away doing flippy kicks. I can't wait.
Steve,
Back to
I'm
me
going to
already.
ask you to look at the gender of the person in this question before you go to the one that you're going to go
Gender
to.
is a construct, sir.
That's just not real.
Yes.
Like,
Okay. All right. For
Dang
$600, Steve, the books describe him as having the same gold red hair as his mother and sister, even though he stood a foot taller.
all right, we'll answer this one. Who is Gallad? Of course, I can answer that one because he is Moraine's long lost cousin. So they are related because he is the
Okay.
right? So they're related. So
That's
I
true.
can say that one. It still
That's true.
leads back to Moraine. So
All roads lead back to that
It's true.
scissoring blue.
She is the dragon
in the
boy.
show. Nathan, for $600, or actually, we're $800. This Taveran has exceptional skills at manipulating Tel Aran Heroid.
Well, so I have a moral obligation to get this one right since he's my favorite character. It is who is
Moraine. Oh,
I'm sorry. Somebody interrupted you. Could you please repeat your answer, Nathan?
Yeah, listen here, Mayo of the Dragon. Shut your mouth.
Steve is
Who is-
so red, it's like he's a beet. Go ahead, Nathan. What is the answer, please?
Who is Perrin?
That brings us to the $1,000 question, which just so happens to be at Aldan. Then we're going to take a break and get back with the chat. This is for $1,000. In the books, Aldan, she tried to show off her knife skills in front of Avienda, who was sure she could have taken it away and slit her throat with it.
I'm pretty sure this is who is Min Fashel?
This is damn good. This is really good, you guys. This is great. Let's take a look at what's going on in chat real quick. Let's see what we got here. Awesome one says, "Roar, girl, roar." I missed something, but that's
Awesome
okay.
one also said Ellen Page.
I predict
Elliot,
that will be back again. I predict somebody has buyer's regret.
I just say Jim C's sort of right here. I want the fact checkers on it since there are 50 Taveran in the show. It could have been Mogan Dean. It could have been Lanfear. Everybody's a Taveran, so right. So
Benjamin Reno goes back to the question of who is a foot taller and had reddish blonde hair like his mother and sister. You answered Galad. He says,
Galad.
"Wait, wasn't it Gwaine, not Galad? Did I hear it wrong?"
It was Galad. I always thought, right? It's Galad. Galad's the tall one.
That's what I thought too.
Gowan's the short, curly-haired one, I thought.
Nathan and Aldan, you guys talk amongst yourselves. I need to get some water. I'll be right.
Right? Wait, no. Like if I'm wrong on that, like let's seriously. I thought Galad was the tall, slender, handsome as like handsomest man on the planet. Gowan was still handsome but shorter and curly haired.
Yeah, sure, but I thought Galad had dark hair, man. I thought Gowan had the red gold hair.
It could be. I mean, that could be where I'm getting confused. Maybe we got traits mixed up here. I don't know.
Chat. Ask Trip. She'll know. Trip.
Yeah, Trip. Yeah. Wait, I'm not saying Gowan wasn't tall. I just thought Galad was taller.
Yeah, so it'd be Gowan then.
Dark haired, taller. So I guess it is Gowan. So
-5,000.
So man, I gotta take. Man, why are you guys fact checking for this? But no one can fact check my freaking Moraine answers that are
Look
correct.
at this. Galad is dark of hair.
So I was incorrect. I always forget that. My bad.
And I was too, because I don't have my answer sheet anymore because I erased it. So,
All right.
yeah, this is why we love chat. And Steve's going to go ahead and Google it just to confirm it.
No.
thought
I just
Khaled
no.
was the
I think no. Chat's
blonde-
got it. Like if I
Yeah,
was
Chat's
if I was wrong, I was wrong. I always get it mixed up. Whether who I know the curly hair, tall. Like I get it mixed up.
Yeah, it was either Galad or
All I do know is
Gawain.
Galad is going to be a short Asian boy in the show, and Gowan
Without
is
a
not going to
penis.
exist.
The trans man.
No, I know that's already wrong. I know.
Gawain
already
is
got the
red
casting.
hair. Gawain is red hair. Galad is dark hair.
Yeah.
See,
Didn't they
now we're
cast-
getting into.
Yeah.
Didn't they cast him? Didn't
That's
they
why.
cast
That's why you
him?
guys are here. Oh yeah, no, I'm kidding. No, actually, Galad's the casting, but the problem is,
He's
it's
good, yeah.
Galad Trakand is what they cast. So I still now I'm going to be
Do you think
making
that's a
videos
typo
again.
though? Do you
Nope.
think that's a typo?
I actually
You don't
100%
reckon?
don't think it's a typo at all.
It fucking better be a typo.
I think it's completely on purpose. Just eliminate
to
another.
Okay.
Look, if you were going to eliminate
Redhead.
one of the brothers, which one would you eliminate?
Oh yeah.
Louise
yeah.
Tressum says Galad is the half brother. Gawain is Elaine's full brother. This is why we need you to keep us honest. Sometimes we're going to screw up, especially when we're doing live game shows without the answer sheets. That
Oh, did
the
the question say
idiots
half brother too?
erased.
Did I not hear that part? That should have been a dead giveaway if it said. My bad. I don't know. I'm answering everything Moraine from here on out because I'm
just to be safe. Just to be safe. Steve, we know what you're doing, Steve. You just fucking.
Well,
cheat,
wait.
dog.
Do we have a score update? Because my total, I'm at
Yeah,
negative
you guys,
3,800. So
update.
I don't know if that's accurate or not.
I had negative 3,200.
Well, I just had to put the 600 I just lost.
Oh no, you're right.
Yeah,
You're
okay.
You're right. It is 30.
I'm trying to be fair
38.
here. All right.
Aldan's at 2,400, and
Nice.
I'm at 4,600.
46. What is this? All right.
Yeah, I got a $1,000 question in there.
You want the
And
raw?
And the ones that I missed was only a minus 400.
Look, I don't
Yeah, I
even
missed
care.
the one keg one before.
So look,
Why
like,
the salty hate? Why the
the
salty hate? I'm not. Dude, I'm. I'm not the one saying Moraine every answer. Just
because how dare you? How dare you? I wish I had some pearls to clutch because I think I'm absolutely 100%. There are people attacking me on Twitter. Okay.
His channel's under attack. It's time to do a
my
channel
channel's
under attack.
Somebody said,
Yeah.
"Do not watch me. I am shocked and appalled." Moraine.
Everybody
Yes.
say hello to Alina
Hello,
Duncan.
Alina.
She says
Hello,
hello. What's
Alina.
been going on? Well, we've been going through multiple categories here of Salty's Wheel of Jeopardy, and we're now entering onto the last category. Everyone, brace yourself. Things are going to get even weirder. And hello, thank you, Teresa. Again, she says, "Prophet of the Dragon." She's waving at you. She's kindly waving at you, and I'm being corrected by Trip again. He's not saying Moraine. He's say Mayor Rain.
Purple rain, right? Purple rain.
Purple Rain.
Purple
And look at who we've got
rain.
here. We've got L Kizzle Sadai says, "Gotta smooth some skirts." I like to ruffle them. Actually, we're all about the bosoms here on Salty Traveling Sea. All about
and
them
the
bosoms.
TV show is not.
There's no break.
Craig Albach says 40 in chat, 100 for the season premiere on Ripcast. We will be crushing this one way or another. You can be sure about that. But I think this whole wheel of Jeopardy thing we're going to be doing next week too. And I got Nerd Poil penciled in. Daniel, I got you penciled in. Hit me on Twitter or send me a email if you'd like to be on a future episode. I think it'd be awesome to bring in some other people for the show. One more comment. Here we go. We got from the Thad that shouldn't be a long time supporter of this channel. Matt, you are a cool dude. He says, "Wheel of Prime has taught us that not only should Moiraine be every answer, but that she is the only answer."
And
See?
always was.
See? Right?
Always
See,
will be.
Matt, see, and Matt knows everything. Like, he knows everything. So,
It's
like,
true.
can I have all my
Encyclopedia.
points back, please? Declare me victor. I mean, what are
Seriously.
we talking about here?
Yeah.
Now, I do miss
Britannica-
the whammon of Winethrin. I don't know what happened to them. Matt killed them, I think, but
No
I
man
do
nipples.
miss them. So,
No
sorry.
man nipples.
No. They renamed Britannica. They rebranded to Encyclopedia. The Thad that shouldn't be.
Yeah, true. So, give me my points back.
All right. last comment before we go into the last category. Is there a chat participation award? Well, there can be. I actually am going to be giving some stuff away from my store. I just think it would be fun to do that. Some coffee cups, because I can get them at cost. All the stuff on my Teespring store, and I should probably drop a link in this chat. I barely make a buck on, like, seriously. I'm not pimping it, but it's updated with my new logo. There's some cool stuff. There's some Wheel of Time stuff. Check it out. I will try and pop it in before the end of the thing. But the participation trophies, I'd love to give away some coffee mugs, and good ones. They're not shitty, like little tiny bust ass. Just some cool coffee mugs that say I'm one of those divisive book fans that hate the show.
And actually, I know. Just to piggyback on that, I know Dempsey was kind enough to get one of mine. He says he loves the cup's actually fantastic, so he likes his cup. So
yeah, I've got a Nerdporial pint glass, I've got a Punkwaddle pint glass, I've got a Prophet of the Dragon pint glass, coffee cups I've got from Purple Valkyrie. I love all that stuff. I actually use it, and nothing makes a better tall whiskey and soda than a pint glass. Ask Nathan, he knows what I'm talking about. All right, let's get back into this game and not talk about my rumored alcoholism. Let's go here. For 200, who's left? Whose turn is it anyway? Is it Nathan?
Steve's.
Steve, for $200. This is all about Taverin. In the books, the Dragon Reborn has always been what gender?
Did you get bonus 200 for the trick part of this question?
I thought it was. Wait, the dragon isn't gender fluid? I just asked a question. What are you talking about? I didn't even answer.
Nathan, I'm not even going to dignify that shit without. We're going to move on.
I thought he was tree kind.
Don't do Rafe Judkins' job for him. Okay, he can do that all on his own. Nathan, in the books, yeah, you didn't phrase it in the form of a question. The judge, hey, don't argue with me. The judges are over there. All right, they're the ones who are telling me what to do. Nathan, in the books, the Dragon Reborn has always been what gender?
What are those who are penis inclined?
Tree kind.
One of the judges wanted to say that, the whole trans thing, and I shut him down. We're just going to go with that as the answer because I'm a bigot. For $400, this one goes to Al Dan. In the books, this Taverin goes to Rudian and encounters Eelfin, who gives him this memento.
Oh, what is... Sorry, I'm like, who is, what is what? Do I get the rules of the game here? Yeah, I'll do it. All right. Now, what is Foxhead Medallion?
Oh, yeah, he's got you. He's got you. That's not what you're thinking about, but he's got you. He's got you. I know that's not what he's thinking about, but you got it.
Oh, you had to speak.
So, no, but you're not wrong. Okay, so you're actually right, and you actually give him another $200 for messing with Salty's brain, because he did actually get it right. The answer that I was looking for was a scar. A scar. That's what we were going for, but I'm not going to tell you you're wrong for giving a right answer. So bravo to that, Aldan. Brilliant. Really well done. Stumped good old Salty over here. Steve, for $600, the character is described as being very tall with blue-gray eyes and red hair, all signs of his Aiel heritage.
Pretty sure I got this one.
Okay, good. Please.
You guys know this is clearly a female. All right, this is your question. It's Rand. It's Rand. Who is Rand? I can't.
I had that button all ready to go,
I couldn't
Steve.
do
I
it. I
had that
couldn't do it.
wrong button ready to go.
Yeah, smile while I was got it. Obviously, Moraine. I don't know what I was thinking.
Alina Duncan
Obviously.
says, "Who is Lady Sura?" Benjamin Reno says, "Who is Turek?" Hey, you know what? In this show on Amazon, all of those answers are probably right. Let's be honest about it. Nathan, we're going to you for $800. This Taverin, I was really hoping you'd get this question. I could not have planned this if I tried. Nathan, this Taverin had no wife in the books, but he did have what signature weapon missing from the show? We're going to need your form of a question answer.
Penis. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
What is an axe?
Oh,
Boo!
I thought he lost his penis too.
I really, when I made
Goodness.
up these questions and answers, I was like, there's no way Nathan's going to get that one. And I wrote that one just for you, because you and I, for the last couple of years, we've been talking about that. Last question of the evening. Then we're going to go to chat and open discussion for $1,000, Aldan. $1,000.
Mhm.
Father to one of the Taverin. This figure is exceptional with a 2 rivers bow as well as a quarterstaff.
Well, there's multiple answers here, Salty. It's
father of one. No. Father of one of the Taverin.
Yeah. So there's more than one answer here, but I'm gonna go. There is more than one answer, but
That's true.
Who is Tamar Thor? It could have been Abel as well, man.
Well, yes, it was. And I gave it to you because you're right, because you expressed the technicality before it. I was going for Abel Cawthon on that, but you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It was the quarterstaff that was going to be the big tell. But again, you smoked me just like on Eelfin. You know,
Well, I
you
think
messed
that
with
Matt
my head.
I think Matt says at some point that apart from Tam Thor, his dad was the best quarterstaff apart from Tam Thor. That's why I went with Tam, actually.
No, and that's fair, and that's why I gave it to you. And this is one of the great things about playing this game live is people will come at you and they will be right in ways that maybe you weren't thinking about, but they're still right. So that's what makes this damn thing so much fun.
Yeah, I think you have it flipped though, Aldan. I think Abel was better than Tam in only the quarterstaff, but I don't know if that it's semantics.
Yeah,
They're both fucking awesome.
Right. Well, and as I recall, that is in the Great Hunt right before Matt does his little duel or fight with Galad.
Yeah, he says the only person that could get near him was Tam, maybe not better than, but yeah.
I'm pretty sure Abel was like crazy good with the quarterstaff.
Yeah.
Hold on. I think we all lost the plot here. Louise says it was my knee.
Yeah. I think you know what? No, what am I talking about? Clearly, it's Moraine. Like what?
Mr. Zip.
Clearly,
Look at Mr. Zip. Rafe Judkins, quarterstaff champion. Talk about sheathing the sword. You're not wrong there.
I don't know.
Benjamin Reno says Tam isn't exceptional. Has he lost in the festival to Abel? Correct. Define exceptions. And
then you could say the same thing about the bow then as well on the other side.
Yep. And I should have mentioned the competition because you were right, Aldan. Again, you smoked me. So not having written these questions, I now know to be very
we got to remember this is the first time trying this, so like he put these together real quick. So it's one of those got to be very specific, right? What happened? We know it's Moraine anyways, so
definitely Captain Kirk overcoming Spock says awesome one.
So go ahead. Who's keeping tally on the scores? Let's go ahead and start with who has the least amount.
Moraine
today.
Is
who has the least amount?
Moraine's midget sister. Oh, sorry.
Nathan.
So even if you take an absolute number, Steve is still the low man with negative 3,400. What was
I don't know about that. I want to see. I want the judges to go back. Judges
Yeah.
gotta go back. I'm pretty sure all my answers were pretty valid. Or
Yeah,
maybe
So
well,
the
Steve,
queen of the world. I don't know.
negative $3,400 for Steve. Who's in second place, Nathan?
Numbers are a
So-
construct.
and so's the penis on a tranny. Anyway,
You can do that on my channel. You can do that on my channel. It's fine.
let's see. Second is Aldan with 4K. So
Ooh.
not too bad from the Aussie who had no idea what the hell this game was before we started.
Dude, well done, sir. So
then-
you are the winner with how much?
5,600.
Wow. Everybody, give our man
Does
a
anybody
man of
think-
Manethrin.
Steve, you're bad.
Does anybody think it's strange that the person keeping score won?
I didn't want to say anything. I'm
It's who
going to
counts
say
the
next
votes, right,
time.
I got all my
We
questions wrong, even though they were right, and that's okay.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, Steve. You do your video, rewatch this, and then post your rebuttal, and then I'll post your rebuttal to your rebuttal.
I know
Okay.
your channel will be under attack, Steve. Micah, my channel is under attack.
Yeah.
Steve.
Well, if I say Moraine is everything, then everybody will be like, "Oh, this guy's a
winner is Purple Valkyrie. Well, she just got the book, so she is going to win in that regard. Truly.
Excellent.
You know? CN Bloodbane says, I like the Jeopardy thing. Well, we're going to do this again. This is a lot. This is the first time I've done this. I like to try and do complicated things that are almost impossible to try and do live. That's all I do. And this was fun. And now that we've got it down, we're going to do it again. I'm going to make up a new set of questions with new categories. So this is really great. And look at this. Evil Horned Rat God says, for the Eflin question, it could have been the Fox medallion,
True.
scar, spear, or the memories of the dead generals. I was going for scar.
Yeah.
I would have expected the memories of the dead generals as well. I was trying to get specific, but again, I'd never written questions for Jeopardy before. If you're looking for writers, Hollywood, you know where to find me. Yeah. And look at this. Louise Trissom says, my fellow Aussie. It's so great when Dan's schedule works out because he's so much fun to work with. And some of the most memorable moments in all of the reaction videos to Rafe, everybody had great ones, but Dan, I just love some of the stuff that you were dropping. The whole fucking Rafe, just kicking him right in the hoo-ha. So, all right. So there's where we go. Benjamin Reno, and this is what I love to see. He says, I, the viewer, am the winner. Well, you're very Thank you very much. So there
Very
it is. Austin one says this. I'm enjoying Jeopardy, a horrible take TV show. Well,
I'll play it straight next time if I'm invited back.
Why
It's
would you
true,
do that, mate? Why?
this was a lot of fun. This was a lot of fun tonight, and we've only been doing this for an hour and 15 minutes. But is there anything that you guys want to talk about? We have a big crew here. Anybody got any breaking news or anything you want to talk about with this show?
Oh man, I gotta catch up. That's all. I gotta catch up. There's a lot of videos I want to make. I do we just brushed on a little bit, but the whole Galad Trakan thing. I know a lot of people are, and I don't want to say in denial because obviously it's one of those. Maybe it's a typo. I really don't think it is. I think it's just the elimination of another male character that they deem unnecessary.
So the question then becomes, Steve, if that's the case, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hang on, because we can't no spoilers. Okay. That's an interesting thing to do, right?
It destroys a whole bunch, right? I mean, but they don't. It's like you're the person that's supposed to be in charge of continuity has already failed miserably. So it's like, what is continuity? Especially if you're talking, continuity of the show. I guess you could try, but if I know people don't like Gowan. I like him more than most.
But
for
he's
my own reasons.
He's important,
but he's important. Both of them are very important to a lot of things that happen in the world. Not necessarily Galad more so for his own actions. Gowan more so for what he, what other things happen because of him, right? So, but it's like, do you mesh them together or do you just eliminate one? Because I don't know if they're going to. I don't know what they're doing with the love interests in the show, because they're definitely Rand's not going to be have the three girls. I think we already know that. I mean,
Yeah, I think we know that.
it'll probably end up being Elaine, um, just because they'll go into the their almost related thing, and work that crap. But
Next week. Sorry, next
yes, yeah. So I think that's I need to make a video on that, because I know a lot of people are sort of just going, nah, that's a typo, and I really don't think it is. I think it's on purpose. I think they're just getting rid of
I agree.
one of
Guess if
them, or
you had,
meshing them together in some amalgamation of them both.
which would be, again, like I said, that presents interesting questions for how they're going to proceed, right?
Yep.
Because they do
Oh,
two
yeah.
very different tracks that you go down, so, and
Oh,
you
completely.
kind of need both. And if you had to remove one, you probably would take away Gowan. To be fair, I mean,
Yeah.
you literally can't take Gowan.
If you well, I mean, there's so yeah, but then it's like, yeah, shit, I don't want to say spoilers.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tricky.
Because
Yeah.
it's tough, because could you, like if we're being on good faith here, right?
Yeah,
And
that's what I'm
saying,
trying to do.
okay,
Yeah.
if you eliminated Gowan, could you give some of his story points to Gallad? I don't know that you could, because a lot of the
No.
stuff that happens with Gallad is
No, you couldn't.
counter to what Gowan does. So
You
I
just have to
just don't.
cut.
You just
If
cut
you're
one
gonna,
out completely.
if you're gonna cut Gowan, you'd have to just completely cut it. I mean,
Yeah.
you could insert his accessorizing role to someone else, like you could add someone
Yeah,
else.
maybe. I
Right?
mean, some of it, but it's just
Why would
like,
you bother though?
no. Why? At that point, why?
Well, it's a boy. It's taking away screen time from number 1, Rosamund Pike, number 2, Nynaeve, number 3, Egwene, and then the brand new made up Aes Sedai, who may actually be the 6th Taverin, Yasika, whatever the hell her name is.
Kalak.
Kalak, who's played by Katie Leong, who was somebody in the Harry Potter movies. I forget what her name is because I'm a racist. And she is in multiple episodes. She's in multiple episodes of season 2. So who has time for Gallad, Gwaine, all these boys? Like, who
And
has
that's
time?
it.
Really?
I think you're exactly. We have to like, we already know there's going to be a bunch of time wasted on Moraine, right? Like a bunch. Like, so it's like, what do you like? It's, I don't know. God, the amount of stuff that is just not going to be in there is just crazy, especially because they're pretending to do the 2 books.
Yeah, the
So
premise.
you got to start
premise-
chopping somewhere. Might as well chop Gowan and
Anybody
else?
who's a boy. Anybody
else?
who's a boy. Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Let
think
me-
it's
let me
3
get-
books, actually, Steve. With
Yeah,
the
I think you might be right.
Wait, say that again now?
I think it's 3 books, because I think they're also including stuff from
New
the
Spring.
prequel, New Spring.
Well, and
Yeah.
see, this is why this is why it's so bad. Eye of the World too, because they're ham-fisting Bale and Elias in there.
Yep.
And no
So-
Tom now either,
Tom's
because
dead.
why Tom?
Tom's
Yeah.
dead.
Let me get to this super chat, a very generous super chat from Resurrection 117. Thank you very much for $20. Says, this is the coolest thing I've seen Wheel of Time related in almost a decade. You are very kind.
Get ready for Wednesday. Boom.
I actually just bought an album. It was sanctioned by Robert Jordan. It was a soundtrack for his books. And you can find it on eBay. They have it as a CD and album. I got it on album used for $10, and you can actually find it on YouTube if you go looking for it. The themes that this guitar artist, like this guy, did a whole thing for all the characters, and it's actually fantastic. And when you listen to it, this work,
That's cool, man.
dude.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
you like, I don't know if somebody wants to look it up and put it in chat because I'm too busy trying to run the show, but there's something where there's something where it just, every character, they have Moiraine's theme, they have Rand's theme, they have Perrin's theme. It's just really beautiful, organic, fantasy like music. And it's wonderful. And when you watch this show and you hear what they're doing, and you listen to what you can listen to free on YouTube, it just makes your heart hurt. But the thing is that album does exist, and you're not crazy for the complaints that you have against this show. This book series, objectively has a completely different feel than what Mr. Judkins decided to do. And these things that we know about season 2, I do believe there's a reason why they're focusing on things like the costumes. I predict, Wheel of Time Wednesday, 2 more days, I believe there's going to be set design stuff. They're going to focus on set design, not on Rand, not on Matt, not on Perrin, or they'll talk about Rosamund Pike's dresses. Everything to keep the attention off of the fact that this is never about the actual Dragon Reborn or what Robert Jordan has created. Resurrection 117, you have been a very, very long supporter of this channel, and I just want to say thank you very much for this super chat. And we try to keep things light, keep things loose. We don't bark, but we sure do bite. So it's true.
Yes, sir. Yeah. The costumes. Jesus. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier today too. The costumes, how like there's that one image of that one Dalme doing her little cast thing into the sky to do nothing, and the Adam bends, like bends
the
up with
mummy.
her, and you can clearly tell it's like plastic or cloth, and it's just like, well, good job. It's
Yeah.
like, well done. You can't get anything right, and it's just anything to distract from the fact that it's not the books, right? I mean, man, and we're the bad guys. We're the bad guys.
Yeah, that's
And
but
Prophet,
it is extraordinary. It is extraordinary
ahead,
to be
Alden.
like to be put in the camp of like to be put in the camp of the like even just the name book cloaks. Like, how could you? I find that extraordinary, right? Like,
Yeah,
it's
how is
just
that a bad word? Like,
it's not. That should be
it's
a
like it's
that.
like how do you deem that a bad word because we're defending what's in the books?
I know
How
that's
is
what
that a bad thing? I don't understand where you're coming from, right?
I don't know,
Well,
man. But the
it's
mind virus
well,
is real, right? Once you download the
it's-
new information, that's just how it works.
yeah.
It's because you're
it's-
not a part of the 70%.
Yeah, of book readers who Rafe Judkins said think the show is as good or better than the. Yeah, I can't even fucking finish that sentence. It's kind of ridiculous, and the amount of copium is off the charts. But again, the masks are off with these creatives. I mean, look at what they did with The Witcher. They said Henry Cavill was basically a lech on set once he decided he was going to leave, and then all of his female co-stars came out and said he's not like that at all. There's nothing I wouldn't put past any of these showrunners because they very clearly know that what they did is not an adaptation. Why they did it, I think we can have some meaningful conversations about. I'm still convinced it had to do with hitting ESG scores. I don't know. But with this show, they're filming a 3rd season right now. They are. And I believe that will be Rafe Judkins' last season as part of this production based on what I've read. So whether or not this goes to someone else, I don't know. Bear in mind that this season of television is being produced, season 2, by the same person who produced Steve's favorite show, The Peripheral, which was also on Amazon. What do you think you're going to get?
Wonderful.
And Halo. And did Halo 2.
Wondrous.
What do you think you're going to get?
The Peripheral. What a joke. What a like. It's just the Peripheral is another example of just complete loss of potential. Like,
Yeah.
oof. Man.
Steve, we have a lot of questions. What's going on Wednesday? You put it in and I'll bring it back up. You got Bingo Time Wednesday. Alina
Yeah.
Duncan wants to know what time Wednesday.
Yeah,
Go ahead
I
and
spelled.
shout it out.
I can't spell at all, but hopefully, Salty has a little example here on the channel. I still think, but we are going to be hopefully with all of you and more, creating sort of watch along bingo cards to we'll have some fun with. So I haven't really decided. Well, we haven't decided because hopefully all you gentlemen will be there too, but. Decided how exactly we want to build them, whether we want to do 2 when we're stuff with it that is definitely like stuff that is left out, or like if we want to do one that's stuff that's left out of the books, and one that's just ridiculous silly crap. So we need to figure out how exactly we want to do it, but we'll be building sort of a play along bingo card for points that we can check off that we think might happen in the show. And see how many bingos we get. See how many. Maybe we'll fill them all up with because some ridiculous stuff is going to be said and probably make the cards. But you know what? It's crazy. You say something ridiculous that might never happen, and then when you take your red marker and you check the box and you go, I can't believe that actually was in the show, and then we all get to laugh along together. So it's sort of hopefully should be a fun experience. I know people have done it for other shows and other things, but I think it'll be fun and be something to sort of connect us all together.
I agree.
We have to get some value out of this somehow. I mean, people on Twitter and whatever can attack us and say, "Oh, they waste all this time being negative." It's like, well, somebody's got to, because you guys are just giving it a pass.
Yeah.
So we got to call it out
Yeah.
somewhere. So yeah.
Yeah.
So go
Yeah.
ahead. Sorry, man. Yeah. So that's
No,
it.
no, no. I'm agreeing with you. I mean, I'm a skeptic. I'm a book cloak. I'm a toxic fan. I'm a divisive book reader. I'm all of those things, not because I want to be, but because I have to be. I didn't create this situation. I am
I just
not
had the
willing to
best
be
idea.
complicit in it. Go ahead, Aldad. Go ahead.
I just got the best. You just gave me the best idea for a parody song, actually. Yeah, sweet. Thanks. Sorry, done. Yeah.
No,
I just,
Matt,
you gave me, I just had a great idea, man. I just had a great idea.
Good. You heard it here first. I can't wait for Aldan to share with us. This one comes to us from the Thad That Shouldn't Be. Matt, longtime supporter of this channel, says, you guys are thinking too optimistically. If I'm thinking too optimistically, then run, okay? They are either going to trans rant. I am not a little ray of sunshine. Let's be honest about it. They are either going to trans rand or trans randina, or have him fail and die, but give his dragon power to Moiraine. I think that those are very possible. I think the latter is very possible, or it may be that there's a multi-headed dragon. But Dan, you guys run with this. You guys run with this thing from Matt.
Oh.
I mean, I'll go first if you want. I think it's going to be some form of that, man. I think I said it in the chat already, but I think by the end of the season, Rand will either be gentled or dead. I'm going with gentled just because they can have the limp old dragon being towed around by all the powerful women. So I think gentled. They'll have him gentled, and I still think it's going to be passed to Egwene. I think they're focusing a lot on her, and they have been. And it's not a secret that Mr. Rafe's favorite character is Egwene. So I could see that happening.
Do you think that, or do you think that it's just gonna, because like so far what we've seen, right? We are seeing like a show that is like the Eyes to Die show, right? It's the girl. Like it's the female. That's what it is. It's a matriarchy magic bitch show. That's what it is. So, do you think? I'm not sure that he's going to give the power to it. He's just going to make it more about the tower and about the arm. About the.
So what I think is going to happen is he's going to be gentled, and then the pattern still needs a dragon.
Yeah. Because
the last battle's coming, so it will just naturally pass to Egwene. I don't think it's gonna I don't think it's gonna, and that's gonna be the multi-headed dragon thing. It's like, oh my god, he completed this part of our not prophecy. Now he's been gentled, but the pattern still needs a dragon, so it's passed to the next candidate.
Yeah, God, I hope you're wrong. It would be so retarded.
It's ridiculous.
Add it to the list. It's been a real pleasure. It has been a real pleasure having you on, Eldan.
No worries, man. Yeah, I've got to go.
Yeah, and I'm not kicking him off. He actually has to go. But I just want to say thank you, everybody.
No worries,
please, dude. It was so much fun. Thank you for coming on playing on a game show, picking it up really quick, and stumping me not once but twice. It was a hell of a lot of fun, and you're a great dude. And if there is a positive thing to come out of this show, it is meeting all of these people, because I didn't know any of these guys. We didn't know each other.
Yeah.
And that is the one positive thing is, I mean, essentially, we're a merry little band of freedom fighters. We're a ragtag group over here.
Man. Yeah, it's funny how you draw parallels through certain things and stuff, and you find kindred souls based on when you just tell the truth and you stand up and say what you think, sort of thing, and you do find that. So, and that covers a lot of different topics around the world at the moment. So yeah, it's good. It's good.
You're right. You're right. Yeah. No. Yeah. You're right. It's so good to see you. Cheers. Love you, Eldan. Everybody. Cheers.
Take care, brother.
Adios. We'll see you
later,
later.
buddy. Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing that they get wrong about us, and I do believe this. I honestly do believe this. Is my heart isn't full of hate. My heart is full of love. My heart is full of love for these books, for people who care about these books, for the kind of people who have passionate conversations about characters, for people who stump me with lore that I am not a deep lore nerd. There are people I don't agree with that may be part of other channels that have exceptional amounts of knowledge to this stuff that I'm like, okay, that's fine. But the reason why we do these shows, at least for me, I'll speak for myself, is because I am full of love for this book, just like I am for Tolkien's works, just like I am for the Sword of Shannara, for the Belgariad, for the Malorian, for countless other books, countless other series. And if I didn't care about them, and if they didn't mean anything to me, I wouldn't even be doing this. I don't know. Steve, what are you dying about? What did I miss?
I just beard
The woman of
fire.
woman in the
Beard
Theron is back.
fire. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Where is it? Where is it?
Just,
Where is
it's,
it?
it's
The
the
woman of
woman of
Womanathan.
We've woken the beast.
Oh, Jesus.
We've woken the beast.
We all know who this is. This one comes to us from the Whammon of Whammonethrid. To Nathan, we have a special plan for you too. Using the Whammon power, we have crafted special weaves to disassemble beards.
Oh
Yeah.
man, Triple Z. No way
Yeah.
for season 2 to Return of the Books. Way too far gone for that. Oh yeah, no. There's
We're
anybody
dorks.
like anybody that's expecting that is in pure denial. Like especially after that trailer, right? I mean, like that trailer just confirmed basically everything, that it's not going to look anything. Not only look anything like Wheel of Time, it's going to look nothing like the books. It's pretending to.
Yeah.
To adapt. So yeah, there's no way back. There's no way back. And anybody that thinks they have a chance or even going to try is just not paying attention and just
Yeah. Benjamin Reno says it. Didn't Rafe say in the beginning that the show wasn't for book readers because it was for so what he said literally was the show isn't made for people who read the books. This show isn't made for people who like fantasy as a genre. This show is made for people who don't watch fantasy shows and who may have tried to read the books but didn't care for them. So if that's who you've made the show for and no one is watching it, what have you done? Like, if you haven't actually adapted these things and it fails, it didn't fail because there wasn't an interest in the Wheel of Time. It failed because you did everything you could to destroy this from being successful. And that started probably long before Rafe Judkins came along. And Disparu says that he doesn't blame Rafe Judkins because he's just some moron who got the show. He blames Sulky, Jennifer Sulky. And I think that there's a lot of merit to that. I actually do. I just, Rafe Judkins is the guy who pulled the trigger metaphorically, and Jennifer Sulky is the one who sanctioned the hit, So that's how I look at it. But
yeah, sure. I mean, why not? But I mean, Rafe is out stomping the pavement too, so I think they're both culpable. I think they're both.
I agree.
It's not like he's like saying anything different in public spaces, right? So release the Titanic. Wow, God.
So Alina,
are they all
Duncan,
falling off the back of the Titanic? Yeah. I'd watch the shit out of that.
So the sort of Shannara reading the books, it was great when I was a 14-year-old when they came out in the 80s. It's a very simple read. It's extraordinarily Tolkien derivative, in my opinion. Somebody may disagree with that. I like it. I think it's good. But then again, I have an association reading it as a teenager, and it was kind of brand new. So I think it is good. Is it Robert Jordan? Is it Wheel of Time? No, but it's a pretty good. Sword of Shannara is a pretty good book. So, yeah. We got somebody else. Somebody I haven't seen before. It's ZZZ says the show was made for the Rainbow Mafia and the Simps. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
True.
I think they radically overestimated how many of the Rainbow Mafia and Simps are actually watching this. I can tell you, there's a lot of the Rainbow Mafia on Twitter. shipping and making really weird things with characters and
Oh
their
God! Well, and
sexuality.
it was
Yeah.
we were talking about it earlier, right?
Yeah.
They were cheering and like making it like it was some gigantic milestone that the trailer hit 3 million views on Amazon's YouTube channel, and you go take a look, and while it's not completely ratioed, I'm pretty sure 17K upvotes to 12K downvotes is not really something you're proud of when you just have a 5K difference between downvotes to upvotes. So
We
that's a
saw this.
horrible ratio. It's not ratioed. Well, I mean, I would call it ratioed. 12K to 17K. That's pretty bad. That's pretty
Well,
bad.
if you actually did get 3 million votes and you only had an interaction of 27,000 combined up and down votes, that's terrible. Now, Nathan was riding with me in Purple Valkyrie back a year or two ago, and we were looking at the Rings of Power metrics on that. And look at what that was actually for, very fortuitous as far as the outcome and the watchability of the Rings of Power was. When you have nobody who gives a shit, who doesn't even hate downvote it, because they want to hate downvote, and who doesn't like it enough to go, this was kind of cool, that literally means you have a huge 10-mile wide gulf of absolute indifference and ambivalence.
Yeah.
Which I mean, that I think is more terrifying than love or hate. Like, no
Yeah.
one gives a shit about this show. Nobody
Yeah.
gives a shit about it. You know, the
It's
normies don't
less
give a shit.
less than 1% engagement. At least when I did a video last week, that's what it was at, in terms of if you combine the up and down votes and the comment section. And the comment section, when it was around close to 2 million views, I think, or maybe 1.5 million views, and there were less than 1,000 comments. It tells a whole lot, and it shows in an extreme case of denial everybody else that thinks the show is as highly anticipated as the trailer said it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do this real quick. Alina Duncan asks, what other fantasy recommendations do you have? Let's limit it to 2 or 3 each, and Steve, go.
Well, everybody knows I love the Cosmere, so but most
Who's
top
that
of the
by?
top,
Let's pretend
top
that
of the Cosmere universe by Brandon Sanderson. I'd say, man, it's getting hard, but I like Stormlight Archive the most, which is 4 books right now, going on 5. Mistborn Era 2 is really, really good as well. But I have been trying to. I've been mentioning it a lot lately, but the Dresden Files
yeah.
is man, it is such a good read. It's there's not a bad book in the series. It's Harry Dresden is amazing. It's such a freaking good series. So if you had to pick one book, it's one series. It's an easy read. There's a ton of, I don't even know, 19. I mean,
It
he
is a
writes
very
shorts,
easy read.
and
It's
they're like
fun,
300-400 page books. They're freaking amazing. So like eventually I'd
Magical
love to
detective
do.
too.
Yeah,
Yes.
they encompass themselves. There's an overarching story. It's great. So eventually I'd like to sort of talk Dresden Files too on the channel once Wheel of Time stuff is messed. I'm done. I'm caught up, man. I'm all the way through Battlegrounds on Dresden. So I'm waiting for I think it's Mirrors next or something, right? So I'm all the way there, man. It's great.
Lots of great suggestions in chat. Now I'm going to jump ahead of you just because Trip already did it, because I went to pull this off the shelf. This is the Dragon Riders of Pern. This, of course, is written by Anne McCaffrey. And the first book and this is a hardcover that I have. The first book is Dragonflight. This is another 80s, late 70s fantasy series that will not steer you wrong. Anne McCaffrey, the first one is, I believe, Dragonflight. You can look it up. Dragon Riders of Pern series is absolutely outstanding. Good call, Trip. Lots of great suggestions in here. We've got someone going tonight, Seeing Blood. Smile off from he's going to bed. Yeah. What about you, Terry Brooks? Yeah, I know everybody's got competing stuff about that. But what about you, Nathan? And then we'll start winding down.
Yeah. Right now I'm going through The Belgariad by David Eddings. It's extremely well written. I'm a notoriously slow reader, so it's taken me forever to kind of progress through it, but it's still a really good tale. So I highly recommend that. Steve mentioned the Dresden Files. I've finished the second book. I'm about to get into the third. And then, and you can't go wrong by going back to the OG, the classic, with anything with Tolkien. Lord of the Rings, Hobbit, Silmarillion. He's a little bit more denser of a read, but it's just classic fantasy, good storytelling with a defined good and evil. And I mean, that's kind of what makes good fantasy, a defined good and evil, and none of this horse shit. Everybody's got a dark side, and we want to travel their deepest, darkest secrets before we think about stories.
In They're All Victims, anyone who's evil is a victim of somebody, which is what they're going to do to Lanfear. Tripp also calls out the Dragonlance Chronicles, written by Tracy Hicks and Margaret Weiss. That those books came out in the 80s. I read them when they came out. Dragons of Autumn Twilight is just it's like sipping just a very fine chill bourbon and just sitting in front of a fire. Those are books meant to be read in the woods. It's just these are things that touched my heart, little Salty's heart, and made him the deviant that he is today.
Another one, Matt just popped it in the chat, by Guy Gavriel Kay, a trilogy called The Fionavar Tapestry. I have not read it yet. I just, based upon actually Matt and Tripp's recommendation, I have now the trilogy. So I'm looking forward to getting to that as well.
Good night, Sarah. Smile a while for me. Please try and figure out how to get at me on Twitter, because I would love to have you on Jeopardy to talk some of these. As a first-time book reader, it's another first-time book reader who found us and started reading these books along with Nerdtorial. You've got the McCabe, Sam and Nick McCabe, who read this. Other people have read this. I'm trying to get Untamed Mando. Purple Valkyrie starting this. Robert Jordan is just great. And you don't have to read all the books. You can take a break if you get in and you're like, I need a break in the middle. The middle can be challenging. And I know that's a hot take, but it is a fantastic, absolutely fantastic book series. So let me see. Yeah.
You got a super from Sam.
Oh, I do. All right, hold on. Let me go through
8,000.
Hold on.
Fortunately, I'm not going to be any help with that question though.
Sam, 8,000. Awesome to see you for $2. Says 3 really good sci-fi series from each of you. Okay. I'm not going to play bitch on this. I'm not, but I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to say that this is wide open. So sci-fi series could mean books or television, right? I'm going to go ahead and do something classic and weird and say the original Time Tunnel. I don't think a lot of people have seen that from the 60s. It was a short run. It's great. It's a great hard 60s, more science-y sort of a fantasy series. In no particular order, Battlestar Galactica, the reimagining that was on Sci-Fi. I have that all on Blu-ray. I bought all of that. I love that series. I wish it went a little bit longer, but I got to tell you, if you want to see what a truly strong, independent female character looks like, that show got it right with the gender swap that they did for Starbuck. Just going to say that. Third fantasy series, I'm going to go ahead and go with... Oh, I'm trying to leave you guys some easier stuff here. I'm going to...
because I haven't read any.
Because Nerdport... Well, yeah. Well, I mean,
haven't read much
sci-fi. Is it sci-fi series or sci-fi television? If it's a sci-fi book series,
he clarified. Yeah, he clarified books, because I haven't.
Oh,
I've gone to, honestly, I've gone to pick up the Expanse 4 or 5 times. The Expanse series.
It's hard to read
because I heard a lot of people say it's nothing like the show, and I haven't even read Dune, so
I'll amend my answer.
I haven't read any sci-fi really, so I guess that's a better question for me to be asking you.
Let me drop this. I'm going to give you one. It's a Splinter of the Mind's Eye. It's a Star Wars book that was written in between Star Wars and When the Empire Strikes Back came out, because there was such a hunger for Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, that is a good book.
Splinter of the Mind's Eye.
So
And yeah, go ahead.
yeah,
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I mean, and if you're going to go with Star Wars, like Dune's on my read list because I've never concentrated on sci-fi outside of this. Right out of college, I did this this Star Wars extended universe kick. That original trilogy that follows Return of the Jedi, written by Timothy Zahn, is phenomenal. So that would be, if you haven't read those, Heir to the Empire, Dark something. I can't remember the name of all three of the books, but it starts with Heir to the Empire, and it's really a good a good series, and it's what kicked off that extended universe for all the Star Wars stuff before Disney fucked it up.
Go ahead. Steve, you've got the built-in entire world of Brandon Sanderson, right?
Well, but that's not
Arguably
really. I mean,
sci-fi?
that's all fantasy. Like he does this sci-fi thing, but I never got into it. So I like some. I don't know. I don't think I've read any sci-fi stuff, if I'm being completely honest. I've gone to, and I haven't. What's the other one that there was the Expanse one, and then the other one they made a terrible movie of with the bug guys and the kid. It's supposed to be really good too.
I got a brain fart.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Like it's
they made it in the early '90s. It was the
kid,
I've got
the
the strain
bony
brain.
kid that played like he freaking God. Why can't I remember the damn name of that movie?
Let me get to this
that.
super while you're thinking
Yeah.
about it. This is from Sam 8000. Is Honor Harrington any good?
No idea. Sorry, that's probably no. I'm sorry, that's terrible of me. But
Matt in chat can probably answer that because I think he's
I'll
everything.
default to the Thad that shouldn't
Super
be
Troopers or not Super Troopers.
Yeah, it is Starship Troopers. That's what you're trying to think of, which was Heinlein.
No, it wasn't it wasn't that either. I'm gonna find it. It's Starship Troopers 2, but that's not what I'm thinking.
Matt says his favorite sci-fi novel is Hellspark by Janet Kagan. Salty says, we got this from ZZZ. Salty, this is Kuhlenbard, by the way. YouTube hates me. Kuhlenbard, hey, sorry, dude. I didn't know that. All right. Yeah, YouTube hates me a lot, too. There's a lot of science fiction I like, and we can have this conversation if dystopian fiction includes science fiction, especially if it's dystopian fiction which has science fiction elements of alien spores that came to Earth and created a zombie apocalypse or a UFO invasion. Now, there's a ton of things out there. I don't have my Kindle handy because I got most of those off of Amazon for deals and free. Pretty much all of my books that I love are fantasy in paper and paperback. Sci-fi, there was some good stuff to me in the 80s. There was some really good stuff. It's just that fantasy is always where my heart's been. So I'm not going to pretend to be a Frank Herbert guy because I'm not, or a Heinlein guy because I'm not. I've tried to read some of them. I finished some of them, but they don't move me the way that fantasy does.
A lot of people know about Isaac Asimov. I've never read any of his stuff. I don't know that it's intrigued me. I remember that there was stuff on my dad's bookshelf from him that either he or my mom had read, but I couldn't speak to anything.
It was hurting my brain. Finally, Ender's Game.
Ender's Game is actually, that's one of the books I was talking about from the 80s. That Ender's Game, and I forget who the hell wrote it, is an exceptional piece of work. It is an exceptional. It is probably one of the best science fiction stories you are going to read, in my opinion. And there are elements that were deliberately left out of the movie with Harrison Ford, which had to do with resisting fascism. I mean, real fascism, not fascism that these idiots on Twitter are talking about, but about what happens when you have centralized control over everything with corporations running everything. And Ender's Game I cannot recommend enough. I put off reading it for the second time until a couple of years ago, and it is an outstanding science fiction series. There are multiple books over that, but start with Ender's
What?
Game.
Read what?
Absolutely.
What do you want me? I was looking it up, Alex. My brain hurt. Did you say it? I didn't see, man. Sorry. There, he said. It's Alex. See, me and Alex are on the same wavelength half the time. I should have. If I didn't see it, man. I'm sorry. I was looking it up. Dang. When is Era 3 supposed to take place? Mistborn. I think it's supposed to be this age, like us. Like I think it's supposed to come current with like or like just before modern times, because Mistborn Era 2, you got gunpowder, you got vehicles, um, like the Industrial Revolution. I think it's just starting in Mistborn Era 2, so I would say probably just like I would say, development of, other thing, aircraft is starting to become a thing, world travel. So I think Era 3 is supposed to be close to current time, and then Era 4 is going to be future space faring, I think. I'm not 100%
Awesome
on
one.
that.
Awesome one is right in that the Shannara, you can't even call it a trilogy, okay? But some of the prequel books, it is all science fiction. And I have some of those, like Apocalypse and other ones like that. It's kind of deep. Some of them are, you know what I mean. But I like it. I like that world, and I do like Terry Brooks. He's not the world's best writer, but
Yeah,
I do like Terry Brooks.
computer era is a
Somebody
good way to
else,
put it. Yeah. Sorry.
somebody else. If you like science, no, I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. I just
Okay.
the Sam and Alex are basically saying what I couldn't bring out of my brain. Again, computer, Era 3, computer era, internet era is where that's going to be. So I agree, 100%. Sorry.
Yeah, and we're going to wind down. But someone else, and I keep recommending this author to everybody, and no one takes me up on it, is a writer from the 70s by the name of Tim Powers. Now, that is science fiction. There's a lot of it, including fantasy. On Stranger Tides, he wrote a book called that, which Disney optioned and then proceeded not to make, but worked it into the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, however many there are, On Stranger Tides. He wrote a book, Tim Powers, called On Stranger Tides, which was science fiction, which has to do with like 1% of what Disney stole from the book, in my opinion. Tim Powers, check him out. Just countless good books by Tim Powers. Never really went anywhere. His stuff never really was made, and it's a damn shame because Tim Powers is an outstanding science fiction writer, but he also did fantasy. He kind of like blends the two together, which is perfect. So Trip says, love how much we love recommending our favorite books and how many of them there are. That's what I said. My heart is not full of hate.
We're haters.
It's full of love.
Haters.
It's full of love.
We're
If
haters.
I see somebody abusing someone I love, I'm going to go kick the shit out of them, metaphorically and physically. Not because I talk tough on the internet, but because that's what a guy does. That's what a good human does. You protect what you love. You don't allow people to come in and occupy it and burn it to the ground and loot it like a Walgreens in San Francisco.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk about how it was, all the nerds were didn't gatekeep enough because they wanted to, bring as many people in and share it, So
Steve, this one's for you for $2. When is Mistborn Era 3 supposed to take place?
Yes, that's part of what I was referring to in chat. Sorry, I jumped the gun on the super chat. Sorry. Yeah, so I think we already sort of talked about it. The computer age, like you guys said, you guys sort of helped me out. But we know Era 2 ends about the Industrial Revolution and internet, beginning of the computer age, internet times, that sort of thing. And then Era 4, I think, will be space travel type deal. But yeah, so just Alex Raz.
Go ahead and break our balls. That's why.
Well, no, because he said Ender's Game like a freaking hour ago, and like I'm sitting there looking it up on another screen, and I swear to God, sometimes me and Alex are of one brain. Like I could say blue, and he'd be like, truck, and I'd be like, that's exactly what I was thinking, man. What the fuck? So I don't know how that happens, but.
Kayla Dare, I cannot believe I forgot this book series, the Riverworld books. Those are damn good books. That is a deeper 80s cut. The Riverworld books are exceptional. Kayla Dare gets a gold star and a Twinkie for that one. Absolutely freaking.
Corporeal.
We're going to do this on another live stream. Do you have any dystopian apocalyptic recommendations? We're going on 2 hours. I want to wind this thing down at under 2. I will do that. Yeah, Kayla Dare nails it. Lucifer's Hammer. It's one of my favorite reads of all time. Please hit the like button, folks. That's our man Nerdporial, who's going to be a contestant on the next time we do Wheel of Time Jeopardy, or Jeopardy of Time Wheel, or however I can say it without violating things. You guys are absolutely freaking amazing. We had really, really amazing chat tonight. You guys drove it. Thank you for letting me demo trying to do this live. It's been a lot of fun. Steve, tell everybody where they're briefly what's going on Wednesday again, just so everybody knows. He'll probably put a link out.
Yeah,
Nathan, thank you for being here. Everybody, thank you for the super chats. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, so first, real quick, Napoleon, you're never gonna. He's a coward. So second, they talk about the guy trashing me on the on X. You know, it's you know. So Wednesday, so Salty, Nathan, hopefully Napoleon, hopefully some other guests, and all of you. We're gonna be making the season 2 bingo cards. I want to come up with a better name, but if we have to, we'll go with bingo cards for playing along with all the trash that's going to happen. We're going to come up with some of the most funny and ridiculous things that we think aren't possible that are going to be on the show, and they're going to be there, and we're going to laugh when it happens. So we're going to make bingo cards to play along, sort of have some fun as the show goes along, and that'll be on Wednesday. You know, I've been doing the Unhyped show. Who knew that unhype meant we don't like it, but you know, whatever. So Unhyped show Wednesday, 8 Eastern, most likely, and yeah, that's where it'll be. Thanks, man.
You're welcome. Thank you guys for being here. It is not easy being a YouTuber these days. It is not. This writer's strike and the stuff that's going on with the creatives, I have a prediction now. If this goes on for a couple more weeks, they're going to break up this show, season 2, into 2 parts, where we'll probably get 4 episodes strung out, and then we might get the other 4 episodes in 3 or 4 months. Not going to break anybody's heart, but just be prepared for that. Thank you for everybody who's been in chat, and I think I had to take my outro out because I had so many of these things going on. So I know I'm going to do more bikini chicks. Everybody, thank you for being here. Please hit that thumbs up button. Again, I'm not trying to shill my own stuff I don't make any money off of, but if you want some cool stuff, check me out on Teespring. Check out Steve, Prophet of the Dragon, on Teespring as well. He has a really cool pint glass. I've got one of those. And Manam and Ethrin, I want to set you up with a Teespring store because I want a beard mug. I want a mug that has Nathan's face with that beard and a pipe on
It's
it.
a shirt.
Tell me that.
Just a shirt.
Just a shirt with his face and that beard. Everybody, there's going to be a lot happening this week. Wheel of Time Wednesdays. I'll be covering it. Wednesdays, we're going to be doing a live show on Steve's channel. Everybody, please, I hope you have a great rest of your evening. I hope Tuesday's super easy. Thanks for being here. It's been a lot of fun. We'll see you guys later.